Hello and good afternoon, everyone. This is Christopher Vagale here. I just thought to do a very quick demo video to demonstrate the functionality of the Agri X platform. So as you can see from what's in front of you, this is the basic landing page. You have your menu bar at the top where you can log in, and also you've got this dialog box here that allows you to create a new account. So as we scroll down the landing page, it gives you some basic information about the functionality. This platform is a fully fledged farming management system, so farmers are able to track their fields, track the weather. They all integrate with APIs online that allow real-time information to be transferred to the system once a farmer registers on the platform. They are also able to provide notes and scout different areas and identify different issues within those spaces. And of course, they are also able to create a storefront with all the produce that they produce on their farms. We've also integrated a dashboard that allows users to track their expenses and incomes on their respective online shops. Then we also have a featured clients page where we're able to feature different shops or shop owners, farmers on the system via our client features panel over here. And then as you scroll further down, you see the pricing. The pricing again is divided into different tiers. So we have a light tier and then a pro and premium tier, and depending on whichever tier you subscribe to, then you are given different functionalities based on the tier you subscribe to. So as you scroll further down, we have a testimonials section and of course frequently asked questions at the bottom there. So without further ado, I'll just log into the admin panel just to give you a look at what the admin panel looks like. So in order to do that, login is for both the admin and users. So depending on which account that you have, you're able to log in as per that user. For now, I should log in as the administrator. So I'll put my email address in there and my password. And then sign in. So as you can see, you're met with a dashboard. So on your left, you have all the basic dashboard menu items, and then you have a quick reference dashboard here with all the statistics up at the top here, relating to the number of users, the number of paying clients per month, and of course monthly subscriptions and annual subscriptions here based on individuals or entities that have registered on the platform. As you can see, I've created a entity that has acquired the premium subscription package. So you can see that here. So this demonstrates that the subscription component of the platform does work. At the bottom here, you can see some of the latest accounts. You can impersonate some of those accounts by logging in. You can view some of the accounts. An example here would be the Coffee Farmers Association. So if I click on login as the administrator, I can log into those respective accounts and I can see some of their functionalities. This is mainly for support purposes. In the event the client needs our support with some of the technical aspects of the platform, we're able to log in as per the request and attend to some of those issues. But for now, I'll just scroll back. So on the admin, back to the admin page by clicking on this button at the top here. So on your left, you've got dashboards. You've got the different accounts there, as you can see. When people register, they are captured here, so you're able to see them here as well. And then you have a finances section. Lists all the sources of your revenue in terms of your sales, who the sales is coming from, where it's delivered, and a lot of those information will be captured here. You're able to filter a lot of the information into monthly terms, or also into different payment statuses over here as well. and then you have of course your different system configurations here. So we're able to configure the platform based on our respective preferences, our logos as the admin, and then we can set up different functionalities here as well. We can also integrate payment gateways like Stripe into this system. Also input information specific to PNG, for example our currency and our date and time formats, things like that. And then you can configure things like SMTP for the dissemination of emails when, for example, a payment is made, a notification is sent under the Agri X banner. And then you've got a section here that allows us to customize a lot of the other CSS and JavaScript in the system as well. And then we've got support and a host of other features that are built into here. So that's from the admin perspective. But when you log into the farmers portal, for example, let's go to Eggmark. We are able to view their shop. So this is what their shop will look like. So they're able to showcase their produce on their own shop. So once they register, they have a back end, and they also have a front end, which is the shop that allows them to sell their produce online. So I'll just close this and go back again. So if I log into, for example, Eggmark, I now am in the dashboard. They're able to, using Google Maps, pinpoint all their locations. I haven't as yet configured that, but once it does come online, you'll see a number of different shop fronts here, and that will tie into the delivery or the logistical aspects of the platform when the purchase is made. On the dashboard, you can see some of the basic functionalities again at the top there. You're also able to see the total revenue, the total number of orders. Right now we haven't really done much, so the dashboard is pretty empty, but as we start populating the platform with orders, then you'll see the dashboard starting to come alive with all that information and statistics. So you can see the different live orders. Right now there is no live order, but when you see later on, as we do a demonstration of an actual order, you'll be able to see this panel come to life. You can also see some of the previous orders. These are some of the test orders I've done. We did this in some of our previous presentations, and I think Priscilla is aware of some of the functionalities here. It's basically an order form of sorts, where it gives you statistics in regards to the type of orders that were made, what was actually purchased, the date and time, and whether the payment was made or not, and the item was delivered. So all that information is captured here as well. From the user perspective, they're also able to configure their shop front from here. So they can put the name, their basic information, they can upload their logos, even a cover, a shop front cover for their respective shops as well. They're also able to specify the time. This is very important too. So when a user decides to order from their shops, it will not allow them to order on a particular point in time when the shop is open. For example, if they switch off Saturday and Sunday, it'll advise the user that the shop is currently closed. So this feature is very important. And of course, the localization. Shops are able to, as I said, pinpoint exactly where they are for delivery purposes. So that's from the storefront perspective. In terms of what they sell online, users or shop owners, farmers are able to create their different menus. So you can create them individually, or you can classify them as different categories. For this example, I've just utilized two different products here. One is fish, the other is cocoa. If I wanted to, I could also categorize them and put different food items under each category for ease of navigating and to ensure that things are in order. But for the purposes of this demo, I've just created two separate products. Now within those two products, you can specify the name, the category it belongs to, a bit of a description, the price, if there's a discount that's applied to that price, GST. You can also create variants of that particular product. For example, if you're selling a different variant of cocoa or another species of this particular type of fish, then you can also include those type of variants to become more granular in terms of your description. And then once you've done it, you simply save the product and it's captured there as part of your items on the storefront. Apps, these are already built into the system, so the client are at liberty now to change different things. For example, if they can create different coupons and those other things, you'll see that all come into play when we do the ordering process. So these are things that the store owner, farmer, can tweak for their own purposes. Moving down, clients are populated once the users sign up to the platform or purchase from the particular store owner, and they'll be reflected here. You're also able to export those lists as well for dissemination to members of your team and whatever. As I said previously, you're able to also generate coupons. You can also create drivers to handle the different aspects along the value chain, the supply chain. I've created a driver under my own name, and you'll see how that comes into play later on. You're also able to expense items to purchase from respective vendors, so you're able to create or different vendors here, and then you can create different expense items and apply them to different vendors here as well under respective categories. As I said during the introduction, the system allows us to actually, for the farmers, they're able to capture their fields here, so they can actually plot their fields here by adding a field here. Right now, as I said, the functionality is not enabled yet. Once that's done, and you'll be able to plot a piece of land here and label it as whatever you want as part of your field. And then you can also, once that's done, you can also be able to monitor the weather in that particular field. As a shop owner as well, under this particular heading here, we haven't yet integrated the API in here, but once that is done, you'll be able to see the weather forecast for that particular field for any given point in time. You're also able to make notes, as I said, for the respective fields. So those that you're in collaboration with you may be able to share information with regard to a particular field, certain issues that are facing that particular plot, etc., etc. And you're also able to assign staff. So the process of adding a staff is very simple. You click on that tab, indicate their name, email address, passwords. It sends them an email. They log in as a new user, and they can take it from there. You're also able to indicate different delivery areas once an order has been made, and I'll demonstrate that later on. The process is very simple. You can just click up here and add the different delivery areas as well. And then of course you're able to monitor your finances here with regard to all your expenditures and all your sales, and you're also able to upgrade your plan from this dashboard here. So depending on whichever plan you're at, you can always upgrade to the next plan. So we'll just do a quick demonstration. So what I'll do is I'll log in as just an ordinary person trying to access the egg mark, and I'll demonstrate how the process of purchasing a fish. So what I'll do, I'll just log in here. So a user would just come into our platform, log in, and then choose a shop, for example, choose from the directory that's available to them. So for this particular example, I'll purchase one fish, and I'll purchase some cocoa, like so. And then I go to the checkout. I can choose to have the item delivered, and I can select the time, from that time to that time. Delivery area, this is Agmark, so they're based in Kokopo, so I'll just put Kokopo Market area. And this information, delivery area on the part of the shop is already pre-configured as I demonstrated earlier. So they will nominate the area closest to where you want it to be delivered. Then they shall indicate their name, so I'll put my name there, my telephone number, any other comments you'd like to put. As I said previously, they can also apply a coupon code in here for discounts. They can indicate that here. They can even add tips, and then they go straight to pay. The payment method they choose, they can choose to pay in using their card or card terminal or cash, or PayPal or Stripe. So let's choose Stripe for this particular example. Click on the agreement to the terms and service policy, and then it takes us to the Stripe checkout. So all I need to do now is indicate my email address, my card number. This is a fictitious number, by the way, so I use for demo purposes. So we'll indicate the card dates, and of course the CSV code, and of course our name, and then we'll pay for the items. So once that's done, it sets off a whole chain of emails. You can choose to send the order to your WhatsApp as the buyer. You can even see your orders here. But from the store owner perspective, so I'm currently now in the admin panel. If I log into Agmark as the shop owner, and if I click on live orders, you'll see that recent order that we just made. So you can choose to look at the details there. So it tells you everything about the order, who made the order, when, what, all the other information specific to that. And then we can choose to accept the order by clicking on this button at the bottom here. So when we accept the order, then this dialog box will come up. That dialog box is 5-minute intervals of the time that we expect the order to be delivered. So for example, if we expect it to be done in 60 minutes, we click on 60 minutes and save. So the client is notified of that. So if you can see at the top here, you'll see that order has been made. It's currently being prepared at the moment. So once the item has been prepared, we can choose to deliver it on our own or assign it to a driver. So once you assign to a driver, so I'll assign to myself, I can click on save there. It'll send a notification to me as the driver that there's an order that needs to be made to this particular location. So once I've logged in to my account as the driver and I've delivered the item, I can either choose to action the item as clicking on delivered on my dashboard, or as the admin I can simply click here as well to close the item, right? And then you'll be able to see the item here as delivered, and the actual order now is then closed. So this whole process involves emails being sent, different notifications. So the Agmark account that I created was created under an email address of mine. So if I go to that email address, I should also get a notification that the particular order was made. So the whole system is integrated, and there's also different avenues in which information is communicated between the buyer and the seller as well. So in a nutshell, that's basically what the system is. Again, it's very basic, but as we progress, we'll continue to include different features and functionality. So I hope you enjoy the presentation, and I trust Priscilla can answer any questions that you may have. Thank you all for your time.